Well, greetings to the first behind the scenes video for the new SCP videos. In these videos, instead of taking a look behind the scenes, I will also point out Easter eggs, fun facts, or other interesting trivia. So I'm still thinking of the exact title, but I guess you'll see what title I'll go with once this goes up. Sometimes more of one thing, sometimes more of another thing. I'm just gonna play around with the format and see where it goes. Let's begin. The clips in the snow you've seen from Nine-Tailed Fox? I had these ever since 2014 actually. I shot these with my friend in case I was ever going to use them for another project I was working on, but in the end nothing ever really happened with them, and we also just went our own ways at some point. I tried to implement them as a set project on my own, but I didn't quite like the outcome, so since me and my friend were talking in these clips and everything, I just recreated the audio completely from scratch, and in fact, pretty much all of the audio is created from scratch in Nine-Tailed Fox. It was probably obvious, but just in case you didn't know, there it is. Same for 16 tons, which allowed me to be more versatile in many aspects, but for the sake of editing speed, I will probably avoid doing this in the future. The clips that you've seen in 16 tons of me navigating in the apartment was me getting some quick shots in there before someone else would move in there for good. As you could tell, it was being renovated. I liked the midst of work look and also wanted to make use of the environment for something, but I honestly had nothing in particular in mind at the moment, so I just asked my girlfriend to film me if I would look around and check everything out. And that absinthe bottle, I think it was left there from the people that lived there before. I still don't know, to be honest. Regardless though, it made for a cool touch for both the video and its small ongoing storyline, which I have been writing for actually just now, so there's gonna be more. I wanted to film for the sequel of Nine-Tailed Fox, Hammer Down, but with the quarantine situation it's a no-go. The Man on Fire part was fairly simple, but what made it time consuming to work on was making sure everything was on point, from simple things like the lighting to the general look of the SCP. It's pretty much a black silhouette with a fire effect blended over it, but it made for a good practice, and I do like the end result. The spider, on the other hand, was a bit more tricky. The GoPro didn't make it easy for any tracking to take place. The eye of the GoPro and the camera tracker in After Effects, they're not exactly best friends. I had to track the footage the old school way in some parts, and even at parts where I used the 3D camera tracker, I had to ensure that the model never looked all that off. Given the angle and the narrow corridor, it was quite a bitch. And since in the end it still didn't look quite right, I applied a glowing effect to the spider model, so I could get away with the terrible lighting job. And by fixing the angle, some of the detail and the detailed movement would be lost in the progress, and I wouldn't have liked that. The handgun used by the NTF operative is one that Resident Evil fans should be familiar with, the Samurai Edge, a customized M9 that I always thought looked pretty badass. Here's a quick glance at how I implemented the effects in the two Unexplained Location videos. One required some 3D camera tracking, while the other needed a bit of just overall retouching. And that's about it for the first part. If you like what you heard, let me know. I'll probably do more of these things. If there's anything that you would like to know in particular, do let me know in the comments. If you want a closer look at something, or a better explanation of something, or a better insight of literally anything, just let me know and I guess I'll show what I can show. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.